a three-way lead over the top of the table over in League One, as of course Rotherham, Wigan and Wycombe lead the charge, of course, in England's third tier. But who's going to be in command this coming weekend? We'll take a little look next. Today we're for match number 22 over in the EFL League 1, and we'll get to it in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe and keep your banger today. All things League 1 related, Blabber related, world football related, we're all here, boys. Under one roof ski. Of course, it's anybody's guess as to who's going to be in top of the charge, of course, of League 1 this coming weekend. With, of course, Sunderland just, of course, a couple of points adrift of the three amigos at the top of the table. But who will be Chief Supreme this coming weekend? Will it be Rotherham? Will it be Wigan? Will it be Wycombe? Well, of course, we'll have a look at it, all of it in a minute. Big shout out to my VIPs. They are the Patreons, guys. Thank you for your loving behind the scenes. Really do appreciate it. If you could also join the illustrious band of men and women for a half of a pack of digestives, that's right, the value kind, over at Aldi. You could become the latest member of the gang. Check out the link from as little as much as you like. Become a latest member this coming Christmas time. Support the channel in another way. Anyway, let's get cracking, guys, and of course look forward to the next round of matches over in League 1. But before that, we're going to recap a bit of a congested fixture list, which of course spanned a week and a bit last time. Meanwhile, let's kick it all off then. Actually, Stanley picked up a 5-1 win over Fleetwood. I went with the 1-0 win myself. Sunderland picked up a 1-1 draw against Oxford United, who are also in the hunt at the moment into 6th spot. Actually, Stanley got on the flip side on the weekend, got turned over by Wimbledon. Sunderland put 5 past, of course, Morecambe, who, of course, starting to drift towards those relegation spots. Meanwhile, Charlton Athletic, did they cost them a man a job? No, I think it was before this. They picked up a 2-0 win over Ipswich Town. Of course, Paul Cook dismissed, I think, from the FA Cup after the FA Cup match. So they're looking for a new manager. Cheltenham got battered by Cambridge, 5-0 win for them. They're up to 15th of the table. Strong win that for Cambridge. Meanwhile, Crewe picking up a 2-0 win over Lincoln City. Doncaster getting beat by Oxford United. Big win for them, 4 points on the board there. Fleetwood Town picking up a 3-0 win over Bolton. Of course, also starting to struggle a little bit. Pompey, 0-0 draw against Sheffield Wednesday. Of course, 2 juggernauts there, locked in deadlock there in the end. Rotherham, though, 5-1 win over Gillingham, looking very, very good at the moment. Wycombe Wanderers picking up a 2-1 win over Burton, and MK Dons 1-1 draw against Plymouth, of course, now managerless, or no, they brought in Schumacher as their manager over there to take over from is it the fella that's gone to bloody Preston North End. And Wigan picking up I think a 2-1 win over Shrewsbury, who are also in a bit of bother. So let's take a look at that league table then, shall we? Of course, who's rising at the top? It is Rotherham, it is Wigan, it is Wycombe. They're on 41 points so far. However, Wigan, you would probably say, in the driving seat, have got a game in hand on Rotherham, 2 games in hand on Wycombe. Sunderland also the same. Meanwhile, Plymouth are starting to, they've had a rough patch here without a win now in 4. Is their dream over? They need to start turning things around quickly. Doncaster also in trouble down the bottom there. Crewe as well. Gillingham in a bit of bother. Fleetwood also down there. It is very, very tight. Lincoln City, look where they are. Goodness gracious me. Bolton in a bit of trouble. Charlton still on the climb and within touching distance of the top half of the table. Ipswich, who knows what's going to go on with them? Of course, that's the state of play in the table. What about, of course, our table? This is the predicted league. Kicking ass to take names. It will be Alex Weller. Russell Sparks picking up 9 points this past week. So well done to you guys for doing it very, very well. Then a whole bunch of us with 8. So respect to all you guys. What about the chasing pack then? Or the overall grand scheme? I think this is it. 77 with 112 points on the board. Well done. It is a interesting looking league here with, of course, into triple digits already. Jimmy Watton there with 8 spots, 11 points adrift off 37. So it's still winnable for a lot of you guys here. So we'll see how you guys get on in the next coming match days as, of course, we get closer to 2022. Let's kick it off forward then and take a little look at the predictor of the month for League 1. Now, the predictor of the month for each and every month is, of course, the persons who accumulated, that is my bottom, the most points in the month of November. That's right. So it could be multiple winners, and you can win multiple months. So if you've already won in September, it doesn't rule you out now, because if in fact, if you do win this one, it increases your chances to be selected at the end of the season. So, but you've got to be in it to win it. So you've got to be regular with your predictions. So we're already into the month of December. So if you haven't started now, you might want to wait till January, or you just get in the swing of things and make it be a part of your routine. So anyway, the predictor of the month for the month of November for League 1 is Shane O'Donnell. Well done. Take a bloody bow, sunshine. Shane O'Donnell has actually got his second name in the hat now, so he's got better chance to defeat the great Gaming Charlie, and ticks on tour to pick up the end of the season prize, which could be a pack of half digestives, depending on what goes on in the old Patreon. Maybe if we can get the Patreon numbers up, maybe it will be a full pack of digestives, or chocolate digestives, or caramel chocolate digestives. So, of course, the more support elsewhere, the more likely that the prize will be a bit sexy at the end of the season. So, anyway, that's, of course, that. Of course, it does support the channel. Patreon does support the channel. Also, this shirt supports the channel. And I'll tell you about that shirt in just a second. Of course, this is the link if you want to get involved. Cut your Fortress League 1. Great way to support the channel. Getting amongst it, get your picks in. Also, look at this sexy number. Look at him. Look at him. It's probably scored again. He probably scored against your team. If he hasn't done so, he's scored against your country. If he hasn't done that yet, he will do very, very soon. It is Big Bad Boy Burton Diaz. That's right. It's a story. It's an absolute story. Check him all out. Do a Google on him. He used to be known as Big Bad Boy Brereton, but now he's stuck Diaz on the end of it. He's become the Chilean sensation. He's the face of the place. Support the channel. Local artist drew this handsome spectacle, David Bowie-esque picture. Check it all out. Link in the description. Or, in fact, I'll tell you all about it right now. Before we get going, of course, I want to showcase this amazing hoodie jumper here. Of course, it is of Big Bad Boy Burton Diaz of Blackburn Rovers and La Roca fame. Of course, he is ripping up in the Championship these days. And, of course, he could actually kick on to either the Premier League or maybe even La Liga next season. Now, of course, we do have these shirts that are available. They do support the channel. And, of course, they also support local artist Ben Hayward, who did design this amazing bit of artwork. So if you want to get involved and help the channel in another way, of course, support a local artist, this is a great place to start. There will be a link to this hoodie in the old description down below. You can get it in, of course, Blackburn Rovers white or blue, and also in, of course, Viva La Roca red here. I have actually sold a couple of these bad boys, so a big shout out to the guys that did purchase this. And again, if you think this is a bit too much for yourself or for your other half or for a member of your family, you could also explore a Big Bad Boy Burton Diaz mug. It is out there as well for a little bit less money there, but of course it also supports the channel in another way. So please make sure you check it all out. It does wonders for the channel, and of course it gets the Diaz face out there. It also gets my little face out there. But anyway, let's kick it on with, of course, the next round of picture predictions. Meanwhile, let's kick it on forward then, take a look at the next round of matches then, shall we? Of course, starting with Accrington Stanley up against Bolton, a bit of a Northwest crunch clash this one. Accrington always seem to raise their game when they take a fellow clubs from the Northwest. Played each other 3 times in 2019, 2 wins for Accrington, nothing for Bolton, and 1 draw. Of course, Accrington now winning 2 of the last 4, 33% form for them. Up against the Bolton side, just 1 defeat, the last 4 for them, 42% form for them at the moment. Of course, last round in Accrington was a 2-2 win. Of course, that was, oh my gosh, it was back in December 2019. That was in the EFL Trophy knockout stage. However, last time played each other in the league, in Accrington, it was in 2019 November. It was a 7-1 win for Accrington Stanley. Wow indeed. Meanwhile, Wimbledon though did beat Accrington last round. Of course, Bolton did lose to Fleetwood last round, of course, on this one. Look at the odds here. 90-10 for the hosts on this one. 11-8. It's your Bolton, of course, 5-2 is draw. I'm going to go with Accrington Stanley on this one. They raise their game. They maybe stick another man on there. I don't know what they do, but they always seem to do very, very well against the Northwest sides in this division. Next, of course, we have Sunderland up against Plymouth. Transitional period, or it's kind of like third down. If you're in American football, this is third down for Plymouth. They need to respond here. A new manager. If they can win here against Sunderland, they're still got a chance for playoffs, I think. Lose here, I think they're going to fall off the face of the earth and then maybe end up mid-table. Anyway, Sunderland need a result themselves. Played each other 8 times in 2004. 5 wins for Sunderland, 3 wins for Plymouth, and no draws. Sunderland just 1 defeat past 6. Big weeks coming ahead for Sunderland. Of course, quarterfinal in the Calibur Cup. Just 1 defeat, those past 6 for them. 67% form up against Plymouth side. Just 1 win in 5 for them. 42% form for them at the moment. Of course, last round over at the Stadium of Light was a 2-1 win for Plymouth. They've done it before. That's back in January 2021. Of course, Plymouth though did lose to actually picked up a draw against MK Dons just yesterday. Of course, Sunderland picked up a 5-0 win over Morecambe. A big result though that for Plymouth against a tricky MK Dons side. Meanwhile, look at the odds on this one then, shall we? Sunderland 2017 on for the victory, 3-1 away win. That's Plymouth at 14-5. Here's your bloody draw. 2-0 win there for me for the Morecambes on this one. Of course, to get themselves maybe top of the table, depending on what goes on elsewhere. Charlton, they can be taking on Cambridge in the Battle of the Seas. That's right, over the Valley. That's right. Now these two sides have played each other 0 times. It'll be the first time they've locked horns. Of course, Charlton competition just 1 defeat the past 6 games, 75% form for them. Up against Cambridge side, just 1 defeat the past 5 for there, 58% form for them at the moment. Of course, Charlton coming to the back of a 2-0 win over Ipswich. Back-to-back clean sheets for Charlton. Up against the Cambridge side, coming to the back of a 5-0 win over Cambridge. Just conceded just 1 goal in the last 3 games. Of course, look at the odds here. 2013 on Charlton 5.92. It's your Cambridge at 14-5 and short. It's a tight one, this one. Cambridge coming to this with the tails up, but unfortunately, Charlton are going to nick it. 2-1 win for them at home. Cheltenham, of course, need to respond up against the struggling Lincoln City over in Cheltenham. These two sides played each other 16 times since 2004. 8 wins for Cheltenham, 3 for Lincoln, 5 draws. Of course, Cheltenham without winning 3 now, 58% form up against the Lincoln Lincoln side, who haven't won in the last 6. Goodness gracious, 5 defeats on the spin for them. Goodness gracious me. Last round, though, of course, over in Cheltenham was a 2-0 win for Lincoln. That was back in September 2018. Meanwhile, of course, Cambridge did lose to Cheltenham did lose to Cambridge 5-0 last round. Of course, Lincoln did lose to Crewe last round, and they haven't scored in the league in 5 games, if not more than that. I'm going back. 5 games. They haven't scored in the league in 5 games. Well, I'll take a look at the odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have? We had Cheltenham coming at you 11-8 for the victory, 90-10 is your win. That's Lincoln 5-2 is your draw. Going to go with Cheltenham here, 1-0 win and another goalless affair by Lincoln City. Next, of course, we have Crewe, Alexandra. They're going to be taking on Sheffield Wednesday, of course. Now, these two sides played each other 6 times to the year 2003. Was Sheffield Wednesday 2 for Crewe, 1 draw. 3 wins out of 5, 3 wins out of 6 for Crewe. 50% form up against the Sheffield Wednesday side, who haven't won in 3 for them. 50% form for them at the moment. Of course, last round over in Crewe was a 2-0 win for Crewe. That was back in April 2006 in the Championship, might I add. Goodness gracious me. Crewe picked up a 2-0 win over Lincoln. In fact, back-to-back 2-0 wins, beating Doncaster in the Football League Trophy, beating Lincoln as well, 0-0 as well. Meanwhile, Sheffield Wednesday came to this on the back of a 0-0 draw against Pompey. Haven't scored in 2 games either. Wow, goalless affair there. 16-5 is your Crewe, 11-10 on is your Sheffield Wednesday, 5-2 is your draw. They'll score here though, 2-0 win for Sheffield Wednesday to break the hoodoo and of course put a dink in Crewe's survival hopes. Doncaster Rovers taking on Shrewsbury down. This is a relegation 6-pointer at the Keep Moat. Of course, now these two sides have played each other, according to Myers, about 12 times since the year 2012. 5 wins to Doncaster, 2 wins to Shrewsbury, 2 draws. Doncaster, though, without winning at least 6 games. Gary McSheffrey is your manager, losing 5 in the bounce up against the Shrewsbury side. Just 1 defeat, about 4 for them, 42% ball for them at the moment. Of course, last time over at the Keep Moat was a 1-0 win for Shrewsbury. That was back in December 2020. 1-0 win Shrewsbury it was. Doncaster, though, picking up a 2-1 loss against Oxford. Last round, 2-1 win there for Wigan over Shrewsbury last time round. Look at the odds on this one. What do we have on this? We have Doncaster 2-1 for the victory, 7-5 is your win, Shrewsbury and 23-10 is your draw. Could go either way here. It's quite hard to call. I'm going with a draw myself. Fleetwood up against Gillingham. Of course, another relegation 6-pointer. Played each other 15 times since 2012. 7 wins for Fleetwood, 4 wins for Gillingham and 4 draws. Just 1 win and 6 though for Fleetwood. 25% form up against the Gillingham side, who haven't won in the last 10 games. 8% form for them at the moment. Of course, Fleetwood did beat them last round. 1-0 win. It was over in Fleetwood. That was back in March 2021. Fleetwood picked up a 3-0 win over Bolton last round. Of course, Gillingham did lose to Rotherham last round. Look at the odds on this one. Fleetwood 11-10 on for the victory, but 11-4 is your draw. 40-5 is your away win. Is your Gillingham. I'm going with Fleetwood here. 2-1 win for them. Their form is slightly better. It's at home. Can't really see anything but that. Anyway, MK Dons take on Oxford. This is a tasty encounter. Of course, Oxford always there. Forever the bridesmaid, never the bride against MK Dons side, who are just doing it this season. Played each other 10 times in 2011. 3 wins for MK Dons, 4 wins for Oxford, and 3 draws. Just 1 defeat past 5 though for MK Dons. 58% form for them. Up against Oxford side, just 1 defeat past 6 for them. 58% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around over at the Stadium MK was a 1-1 draw. That was, of course, back in February 2021. MK Dons picked up a draw against Plymouth last round. Oxford picked up a 2-1 win over Doncaster. 5-4 is your MK Dons. 11-5 is your win. Oxford and 12-5 is your draw. 2-2. Can't separate 2 sides. 2 good teams. 2 teams I think who deserve to be in the top 6. Will they be there at the end of the season? We'll have to wait and see. Pompey, they were taking on Morecambe, of course, who are on the way in big time. Of course, now these 2 sides have played 8 times since 2013. 2 wins apiece, 4 draws. Just 1 defeat about 6 games for Pompey though. 75% form. I'm against the Morecambe side, who have just won once in the past 4. 42% form for them in the moment. Of course, last round over at Fratton Park was a 1-1 draw. That was back in February 2017. In League 2, Pompey picking up a 0-0 draw against Wednesday. Last round, of course, Morecambe getting smashed by Sunderland last time around, 5-0. Look at the odds on this one. We have 5-3 on your Portsmouth, 92 is your away win, and 3-1 is your draw. Going with Pompey here, 3-0 win. Could be big, could be impressive. It could be, of course, detrimental to Morecambe. Next up, of course, we have Rotherham United. They're going to be taking on Burton Albion, of course, at the New York Stadium. That's right. Played each other 13 times, 2009, 6 wins for Rotherham, 4 for Burton, and 3 draws. Rotherham look very, very good right now. Haven't lost in the last 19 games, winning 5 of the last 6. 92% form. I guess say Burton side winning 2, losing 2 of the last 4. 32% form over the last 6 though. Last round at the New York Stadium was a 3-2 win for Rotherham. That was back in February 2020 in League 1. Of course, Rotherham picking up a 5-1 win over Gillingham last round. Burton did lose to Wycombe. Last round, look at the odds on this one. 94 on is your Rotherham, 50-4 is your draw, 11-2 is your away win. That is Burton Albion. 2-0 win for Rotherham on this one. Take to the house. Wigan up against Ipswich is the Paul Cook derby. Paul Cook no longer there though. Played to the 15 times in 2003. Wigan picking up 6 wins. Ipswich also 6 and 3 draws. Wigan Athletic unbeaten in the last 10 games, picking up they won 5 of the last 6, 92% form. Up against the Ipswich side, just 1 win and 6 for them, 25% form for them. John McCreel is your manager at the moment. Of course, Wigan picking up a 0-0 draw against Ipswich last time back in March 2021. They also come to this on the back of a 2-1 win over Shrewsbury. Ipswich, of course, back-to-back games without scoring a goal. Of course, the 0-0 draw against Barrow, probably costly. That was a costly one that got Paul Cook his marching orders, and then also followed up with a 2-0 loss against Charlton. 65 is your Wigan, 94 is your Weymouth. That's Ipswich, and 5-2 is your draw. I liked Ipswich, I really do. I liked Macaulay Bonne. I think he's fantastic. They did very well in the transfer window. I thought it was going to be a fantastic era. Paul Cook can do wonders, and I think I don't know what the football was like. I didn't watch it, but I think they could have done well this season, even with Cook in charge. I think it might have been a bit of a. I don't like Cook as a, I think he's quite a weirdo, and hopefully he doesn't become a Rovers manager in the future. But anyway, hopefully Ipswich bounce back quite quick. 2-1 win for me there for Wigan. And then finally, when Wimbledon against they go to Wycombe, of course, coming at you on the same weekend. Plays for the 14 times 2008. 3 wins for Wycombe, 7 wins for Wimbledon, and 4 draws. Of course, Wycombe coming to this though unbeaten last 4, 58% form, winning 3 and a draw. Same form though for Wimbledon at the moment, winning 3 and picking up a draw as well. 58% form as well. Last round over in Wycombe was a 2-win for Wimbledon. In fact, they're unbeaten against Wycombe in the last 3 occasions. Picked up 2 wins and a draw. Of course, Wimbledon picked up a 2-0 win over Accrington, and of course Wycombe picked up a 2-1 win over Burton. That's right. Look at the odds here. 2017 on is your Wycombe. They are your favourite. 65 is your Wimbledon. That's Wimbledon 11-4. It's your bloody draw, guys. Going to go with a win for Wycombe. A 2-0 win to take to the house, and of course keep their top of the table ambitions alive. That, my friends, is my pickaroonies. Be sure to get your own pickies using the website. Cutley/League One is free to enter. Good bit of fun, good your name and lights and all that kind of stuff. Also, check out the link for the sexy shirt there and for big bad boy Burton Diaz. The face of the place for Rovers, the face of the place for Chile. Could be the face of the place for the Qatar World Cup. It could be, and it's also supports your local artists as well. It's a good bit of kit. It keeps you warm in winter, and it's very Christmassy if you go for the red option. But anyway, that's it, my friends. Be sure to give the video a love. Smash your thumbs up. Check out the links as well. The Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Patreon as well if you want to support the channel in another way. I do appreciate those guys. Thank you very much. And again, until then, I'll see you soon for the next one.